Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Debrief for Friday, May 31st, 2024. I'm your host, MineyCart, and today I am joined by a guest. I have the wonderful Henriik, Head of Quality Control for HPSR Updates, with us today. Welcome, Henrik.
Yeah, I've been hired for something else. Hello, everyone. I keep getting invited to all of these odd jobs here and there on this channel, so I expect an invoice from Miney very, very soon. But yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. So, what are we doing, Miney? Tell me all about this debrief thingy.
Well, as past listeners of the last episode will be aware, this is more of an editorial podcast because we wanted to take the editorial aspects out of Recap Rewind. So basically, it's a short 30-minute podcast ish, and we'll be talking about the self editorial side of the channel and any stuff like that. And it seemed to make sense that as your head of quality control, to bring you on for such a podcast because it fits your role perfectly, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I've been featured in one too many podcasts, but this one does make sense. I will quality control it live on this podcast, I guess.
You will
Uh,
indeed.
so let's see how that goes.
Indeed. So let's talk a bit about the content that we produced this month. We produced two full-length videos as well as a stream, which was part of the full-length video. We start off with the recap, which came out on the 14th, I think, in the end of this month. I think it was. I actually don't remember what day it came out in the end. It was intended to come out on the 13th, but we had a few roadblocks, which I guess we'll talk about now. So the biggest thing this month was that unfortunately Nikki wasn't able to write this month's script due to personal commitments. So I ended up taking over, and I've got to say I really enjoyed writing the script again. It was a lot of fun to actually get back in the writer's room, put hand to keyboard, and actually write a script. It was a lot of fun, especially knowing I was writing it for Jamie. Like being, Jamie's got that sort of. I'm very familiar with Jamie's in jokes in terms of the stuff that we've done on the recap before, obviously, because the last Jamie script was the first one that Nikki wrote, so I was able to. I was watching that one quite closely. Obviously, this was Nikki's first script, so like I feel like I know quite well like some of the in jokes, the HB6 jokes. We were able to bring back the HB6 cult joke, which I really
Yeah.
liked. No, I believe that was Nikki's inclusion. And as ever, with our amazing hosts, they add so much to it. Jamie tweaked a few bits here and there, added a few things. He added back in a few jokes. Like he added the really nice people joke with the AI voice at the beginning. I thought that was quite funny. And overall, our hosts just make these episodes 10 times better because we could write, we write like these scripts as best we can to these people, but then they bring it into their own cadence, their own voice, their own way of speaking, and I think they do a really good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, only they know how to write to themselves and how they would speak. We try our best to guess, but it's not always easy.
Did I guess I could ask you here because you have hosted a recap yourself. Did you find yourself making many like little tweaks to the script, or did you mostly stick to what I wrote?
I think I did a few, but overall I just stuck to what you wrote because as you were writing, I remember specifically you kept DMing me about the jokes that you wanted to include. So I did my
Yeah,
quality control right there and then.
you did
Um,
indeed.
and also you know me a little too well, so it wasn't that hard for you to guess what I what I wanted to joke about and what to say and stuff. Oh
Yeah,
no, I didn't do much.
that is definitely one of the added bonuses when you know really well the person that you are doing the script for. And one of the advantages of the next couple of months of recaps, besides April's, I think, no, besides May's. But the advantage is that Nikki really knows all these people. Like there's some people that Nikki really knows quite well coming up. So he'll be able to really write some quite good jokes that I'm pretty sure will really land. And that's something that I think Nikki has really excelled at in the past couple of months. Um, anyway, so one of the other things that came up, which we want to talk about, is the new deadline that we've introduced. Because we got a question on why there wasn't any Lurkers content this month, and the reason for that is because of the fact that come the 25th, nothing had happened in the locust scene. And what I mean by that is we've now introduced a new cutoff date to help us with the smooth production of an episode. Nothing that happens after the 25th will be included. Now, I say this, and there's probably going to be a bit of an exclusion this month for Potagon because it started on the 25th. So for me, when some,
Ah,
it's a bit like like when you have a full series, it's usually dated. Like if you PB a run during a full series, people usually date it as the date the full series started, even if it took
mhm.
place on like the next day. So I sort of see it in a bit like that. Like you started the run on it started the event on the 25th. So sort of if it started then it finishes, you know.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
weird one.
exactly.
I think it's fair to include, and also like it's a cool thing to mention. The community did insane stuff, and we'll talk more about that I'm sure on next month's recap rewind.
Yeah, of course we'll
Um
judge case by case, but the if a story doesn't show up and you look back at it and it's like, oh, everything broke out on the 25th or the 26th, don't worry, it'll come eventually in the next one or something. We'll make do.
yeah.
But we had to set that deadline for those stories because it takes a long time to write those scripts and to record them and to edit the video and to do the CC and everything. And because we want the recaps to come out as early as possible, preferably in the first half of the following month,
Mhm.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard to manage everything. So
Definitely.
apologies if your favorite story didn't make it in, if it was too late, if it was like in that last week of the month. Uh, we'll do our best to judge case by case and try and include, if needed, if warranted, in the next one.
Yeah,
Apologies.
definitely. We're also looking at the sort of refining more what gets included in a recap and sort of trying to space things out because we want to make sure
Yeah,
that everyone gets the spotlight and
and we don't want to repeat content. If there's like brand new developments in 4DS 1 month, and then they continue to the following month, we might just make a footnote about it, but we won't make it the big focus because, yeah, we've already discussed it. Unless there's like a 1 hour time save. I don't
yeah.
know why there would be a 1 hour time save for 4DS, but if anyone can find that,
I
we'll
think
cover
the
it.
total amount of people strat hunting that game is zero. So I think yeah, we're definitely gonna get one
That's just
hour
a
time
window of
save.
opportunity. If anyone listening wants to.
No, you could be the
uh,
next big recap story. But
exactly.
yeah, that is the big thing with the 25th deadline. Although I can assure you that Locust will probably be included next month. I mean, there's no problem really about it. There's been like 8 PBs. It's been pretty insane. The Ratburn's taken the HP1 world record. Again, all of that will be talked about in the recap itself, but rest assured, Locust fans, you've you've done enough this month. Um, Speaking though
True.
of doing enough, the rewind. I didn't that transition made no sense, but I was looking for a way to transition to the rewind. On
Smooth.
the I can't remember what day it was we recorded it, but we recorded the rewind with myself, Pax, and Jamie and Henrik, and it
Hmm.
went really well. We did, well, I think it was like an hour and 39 minutes or so in total, the actual episode. I was really
We
happy with
reduced
it.
it a little bit. Hmm.
I Yeah, we reduced it a little bit from the 2.5 hours or whatever it was back in April, or back in March even. The one thing I will say about this project, dates are such a confusion. It's one of the reasons why I've moved this podcast to be on the last day of the month and not the first, because it got so weird having like a podcast that was dated like the first or like the month ahead, and then the recap was for the month before, and it was the whole thing. But yeah, so
Yep.
we've I was really happy with the rewind, and we've also launched alongside this month's rewind and recap a brand new VODs channel on YouTube where, as you may expect, we've put all of our VODs. Now, at the moment, that's just the full length recordings of the rewinds, and by full length, I mean from when we go on stream, like after the play in the, because firstly, they've never been to like a live recording of a rewind. What we do is we play the episode out so people who haven't seen it can watch it. Then we come on and we talk a little bit, just introduce the stream, have a little chat, and then we sit down and record the actual episode, do the little transition at the end, and then we quickly come back, talk quickly about how it went, and raid out. And I think that
Yeah,
sort of procedure goes quite well, and it gives the people who actually come to watch it live a bit of an exclusive sort of look into
yeah,
what's
because
happening.
we like to joke a lot at the start and at the end. We rarely get to talk to each other, so you get some exclusive stuff. This is not on Patreon, everyone. You don't need to pay us. You can just
Exactly.
access it on the HPSR Updates archive channel. I'm currently the only subscriber, so please, people, join. I don't want to be alone there.
I find that odd because I subscribed on like the updates channel on the main one and my personal channel, and it's like, yeah, those subscriptions they didn't count, and I'm like, oh great, thanks. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
Enrique's just
join
supplied
us
me with
there.
proof that yes, there is only one subscriber on the channel.
It's me.
Speaking of subscribers, though, if we go over to the main channel, that channel is now
Ooh.
at 99 subscribers, guys.
Oh, come on. We're
One
almost
more
there.
subscriber. So if you're listening to this on the YouTube channel and you haven't already, please do subscribe. I mean, if you've made it like 11 and a half, nearly 12 minutes into this episode and you've like, you know, not subscribed yet, then what are you doing with yourself? Subscribe to the channel.
Come
I
on.
don't normally like to like do subscription pushes and stuff, but we're nearly 100 subscribers. Like, I
Yeah,
kind of got
when
it.
it ends in a 9, when it ends in 99, come on.
Yeah.
Just one more.
It would be so cool to hit 100 subscribers from this little project that started with just me back in February last year to now a full blown team of about 9 people, I think. Plus all the informers, we've probably got like 12, 13 people on this team in
Too
total.
many.
Like, it's
Too many to
insane.
count.
And I want to quickly go back to something that Henrik was talking about earlier about how long it takes to write a script and everything. Now, some people might hear that and they might go, it doesn't take that long to write a script, and arguably no. If we were doing this as a job, we could probably bash out a recap in what, like 4 or 5 days, if we all were really working on it as like a job. But the thing is, this
Yeah.
is not our job. A lot of us have other jobs, like Nikki in particular, who is our scriptwriter, or as our lead writer, has quite a demanding job. Winter, who does our subtitling, has quite a demanding job. Henrik is doing a lot of courses and stuff at the moment, I believe, aren't you?
Hmm.
Which is
Yeah, still.
quite demanding. Like trying to plan recap rewinds, we do our best to work around everyone's availability, and Henrik is always one that I'm worried about because he's so busy. That's not a dig, by the way.
Uh,
That's just
whoops.
a comment to say.
you,
This is more just me
you say it's
saying
not a dig,
because
but
people ask me like, why does it take so long to get a recap out? And honestly, the reason is because we're not paying people. This isn't a job. People are able to work on it when they can, but at the end of the day, I can't force people to work on it. They can't force themselves. They have to prioritize paid commitments. And also, like, I know from, particularly from talking to Winter, for example, right, because she works online on computers and stuff, it's like, you don't want to come home after spending all day staring at a computer or stop working. I don't know if she works from home or an office. Um, but, basically, you don't want to stare at computers all day for work and then stare at all computers all evening as well. Like, if you are, you want to do something fun. You don't want to sit there and try and transcribe a video or like subtitle it
yeah,
because we've got
yeah,
it. But
that's not an idea of fun,
yeah.
unfortunately.
In regards to that, I will say Winter has assured me that the subtitles for the recaps that I'm missing at the moment are coming. She's getting to a quiet time at work now, so hopefully soon they will be
Whoop,
there.
whoop.
We apologise obviously for them not being there, and Winter sends her profuse apologies. But unfortunately, like I say, people have real lives. This is not our job, and I'm
Unless we
realizing,
eventually hit like 100k subscribers, we can't do this
yeah.
for a job. So,
I mean, even
uh,
then, we got to pay like me, Henrik, Nikki, Winter, all of the people that like work
everyone
on
would
this
have
stuff.
like 50 quid at the end of the month.
Yeah, you can live on that.
I don't think that's enough.
But yeah, I
Uh,
realize this is starting to sound
mm,
a bit passive aggressive, and I don't mean it to. I'm just, you know, wanting to explain why, because I know some people have asked that, and it's a fair question, I think. But I
yeah, yeah.
think when you look at how much goes into an episode, like also as well the host, like it really depends on the hosts when they're able to record the audio. Like once you send off a script, you are kind of, I want
At
to say
their mercy.
stuck, but yeah, at their mercy of when they're actually able to get the script recorded. So yeah, and then it comes down to me to edit the whole thing, which usually I've gotten quite good at bashing it out, which I'm quite proud of. Speaking of a few quick corrections, I talked about this in Rewind, but we did have the small error with Flo took the world record for HP2 glitches from. I said it was cake, it was actually human. And as I said in Rewind, I felt wrong when writing that line. So I don't know why I didn't just go and double check it. That's my bad. Because I could have just literally gone and checked my own world record doc and been like, okay, what happened here? And yeah, found out the answer. But unfortunately, I was rushing a bit to finish the script. So that's my bad. But
See the sacrifices that we make for all of you to have a video at the middle of the month.
yeah.
Because
Um
these mistakes happen, and that's what we try to avoid.
so I guess we can talk a little bit about shorts. Because I told a bit last month
Ooh.
about how we were gonna be making shorts this month. And they never came. Um, Again, the TLDR of it is that Pax is just very busy. Who is our head of shorts? He's very very busy with work and has been very busy the past 2 weeks or so, helping me out with Potagon and has been an immense help. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Thank you, Pax, for that. But essentially, it means that the shorts have kind of come on the back burner. And honestly, like for me, the priority is the long form series. Not to say that we'll never go back to doing shorts. I think we just want to get a more of a stable footing in terms of what we're doing before we go and do shorts again. And I think what we'd probably want to do is backlog a few, so we've got like a couple of weeks ahead. We're a couple of weeks ahead on shorts, so that way we're not stressing to quickly get them all sorted out as quickly as possible. It's
Yeah.
definitely my thoughts on that. Apologies, just a quick drink.
Uh,
Yeah,
hmm?
shorts
Oh,
are.
it's drunk.
You wouldn't
Yeah, I
imagine
was
how
thinking of.
demanding shorts are to
Oh,
make.
shorts are so demanding. It because the thing with shorts is to have the most retention, you need to edit them really fast paced because you only have 1 minute to say whatever you want. The amount of information, and you also want to show cool visuals because people are scrolling through it, and if they're not uh, engaged, they won't be there for long, and YouTube notices and stops pushing the short so much. It's a whole business, basically. It's a whole business model. So I really appreciate people who make those shorts because it's not at all easy. It takes quite a little bit of editing to get them going and to compress all the information. And that is why we have people that are just dedicated to shorts and we don't do them ourselves.
Exactly. The wonderful Pax and the wonderful Jinx working hard on the shorts. And I appreciate them both for that. But they're both very busy. Like I say, Pax is busy with work and Jinx is in the middle of exam season.
Yeah,
I think she might have
college
just come
does that
out of
to you.
it, but yeah. Um, Also, speaking of Jinx, she has reminded me. We have an Instagram account now. We've not done anything with it yet, so I won't publish it yet. But we do have an Instagram account, and eventually we'll share that. It reminded me because when Jinx suggested this, I sent over her the login information. She logged in, and it's like there's been a new login from this location, and it really pinpointed her location. And she's like, "So I guess I've
Uh-oh.
just doxed myself to you," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I won't tell anyone." When
Why
I
is
know
it a
like a
trend
rough
for
like 30-mile radius of where Jinx lives, which honestly I could not remember for anything. So Jinx, if you're listening, you're safe. Don't worry. I have a memory of a sieve, so I've completely forgotten where it was. It was somewhere in that country. So yeah. And I say that country because I don't know if that's public, so I'll keep it. But anyway, that was quite a funny, amusing thing to me. Women Instagram doxing poor Jinxie. Um,
Well, what can I say?
but yeah. I think I'm trying to think what. Oh yeah, the other thing was Saturday showcases. They are on the horizon, just like with shorts. We're sort of trying to build them up. There's a certain concern of like introducing new series when we're not fully comfortable making the ones we are at the moment. And when I say fully comfortable, I mean like, we're not able to make them without any problems or any issues. And when I say issues, I don't mean like, oh my god, like this person's an arsehole kind of thing. I just mean, okay, someone's got a bit busy, someone needs to jump in. Do we have the people, etc. So like
Yeah,
that and SLS's little series that he's working on, that took a bit of a back burner, I think, because again, as seems with the theme, is it just a busy season at the moment or anything? Because SLS is also busy with work this month. Um, so I guess it just must be the busy season for a lot of people. Which surprises me for like, given he works in like the acting industry, because you'd think summer would be quite a quiet time given the warm weather. And who wants to be inside of like a theater or something during summer?
Ooh,
That sounded
that's.
like a burn. I didn't mean it to.
I don't know how to. Hmm.
I know it feels
Okay,
like
fair enough.
always feels like more of a winter thing that you'd go and watch like a pantomime or a theatre show. Go into the nice warm theatre and watch a show. I don't know that. Maybe that's just me. I'm not much of a theatre person. What can I say? Starcade is my jam. That's all I will say. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think pretty much that is it though. Like, we've got a whole
Mm.
bunch of cool stuff in the works, like obviously Saturday Showcase, SLS series, which is going to be really cool when we can get it off the ground.
We have some.
Shorts. Oh, what are you
We
gonna
have
say?
all the content for you.
Yeah, the shorts hopefully will return at some point. I think sort of by the end of the year, I'd love to have all three of those back up and running or up and running and have them sort of work well. Which is why, by the way, I've just realized this is the most like spaghetti like podcast ever. But the reason why the VODs channel was made is not because of the Recap Rewind VODs, it's because of the Saturday Showcase VODs. When the time comes, they'll go on there. Because we wanted to archive them on YouTube somewhere, but we didn't want to put them on the main channel because it felt
Yeah,
a bit
cluttered.
spammy
Mm.
and cluttered, yeah. So they're gonna go on the archives channel. So if you want to watch them when they're done, they'll be on the archives channel as well. But yeah, guys, honestly, overall, the state of the way the channel is going at the moment, I'm really happy with it. Next month should be a really good recap. There's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, including the amazing community donation drive at Potagon. I was very proud of that.
Oh yeah.
I'm also thinking as well in my head right now, like, and this is me sort of talking out loud here, about
Uh-oh.
Recap Rewind guests for this month, because I'm not sure.
Ooh,
I'm trying to think who we could potentially reach out to. Maybe some people who are
that's
in Potagon?
that's a good question. I'd say so. I'd say so. Who was in? We need at least one of the people who were organizing Potagon.
Oh, yeah, because the other guest will be our host, provided she's up for it. Which this month, I can acknowledge, will be the wonderful Sonia Douglas underscore.
Yeah. If she doesn't say the underscore, we'll all spam it in the comments for the recap.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting one. That's all I'll say. But yeah, hopefully Sonia's able to join us because again, she's very busy. It seems to be. It sounds like an excuse at this point. It just sounds like, oh, they're really busy. But no, everyone is actually really busy with work at the moment. It's insane. But yeah, we can look for someone who is in Potagon and ask them to join us. That sounds like a really good idea. Henrik, get your thinking cap on. We'll work that out. So,
Panic.
Panic. It's fine. We've got a
I'm not
couple of
here to
weeks to work
think.
this out. So we will be all good. But yeah, honestly, in terms of a quick look at the content ahead, obviously we've got the recap and we've got recap rewind.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not sure if SLS series will happen this month. We might get a pilot for it, an internal pilot. Because I believe the plan was to do like an internal pilot just so we could all give feedback. Um, so we might get an internal pilot which we can sort of tease next month. But in terms of public content, we probably won't get one this month, unfortunately. But also, I'm hoping to return to the normal release schedule for this month. Last month definitely had a lot of issues with people unexpectedly becoming unavailable. We actually had to replace our host.
Shout out to Jamie for coming in clutch at last
Yeah,
minute,
Jamie absolutely
even
did
though
come
he
in
was
clutch.
ill.
Yeah, I've already given Sonia the pre-warning that she's going to get ill in the next couple of weeks because it just happens. Every time someone comes to host a recap lately, they get ill. So, poor Sonia's going to be ill. But
What the
hey, if
hell are
she's
we doing to all
ill,
those
that
people?
means she'll be off work, and then it means she can join the rewind. Simples.
Every time someone's about to host, Miney just travels to their country to poison their water and make them ill.
There must be something in the water.
Great. What a way to
Oh
end
my
this.
word, what a way to end this podcast because we are coming up to the end of the deadline. Oh, I like that. We're coming up to the deadline, Henrik.
Huh?
We're coming up to the deadline. It's a
Oh.
30-minute podcast, so we're coming up to the deadline. I like that.
Oh.
Ooh.
What a way. Yeah, that's our thing now.
We're
That's
gonna
how
have
we end.
to. Well, if we remember that, you'll hear it in rewind probably. But yeah, the
It's
deadline
36
is coming
minutes
up,
already.
so we'll wrap this up here. Henrik,
Oh,
I want to actually
yeah.
one real quick though before we hit the deadline. I want to ask
hmm
you,
hmm
um, about your contribution to Rewind, not just in a hosting capacity, but you also have a melodical involvement in Rewind, don't you?
Oh yeah, the song that plays at the start and at the end. I made that. Miney DM'd me when we were planning the rewind together, and they were like, "Oh, I need to. We need a song for the start and stuff." And I was like, "All right, I'll see what I have, so we don't have to use like generic, YouTube free royalty whatever songs that everyone else uses." And they liked the one that I sent somehow, and it stuck.
It is
So
really
yeah,
good.
I did that. It was one of my earlier creations from like 2021 or something.
Random question: have you ever listened to that track on 2 times speed?
3 times speed?
2 times.
No.
I
Two
was
times?
I had
No,
it
I never.
on 2 times on YouTube when I was doing like captions, not captions, chapter titles for the newest episode, and it kind of sounded kind of groovy on 2 times speed. You
Is
should
it
try
good?
listening,
Oh, I need to check it out. Okay,
particularly
that's
the
my
intro
homework.
bit. The intro bit was quite funny on 2 times speed. The bit where I leave the black screen and it goes do 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 do.
All right,
Anyway,
I'll see. That's all homework, not just for me, for everyone listening.
everybody go and
Uh,
watch the newest
go,
episode of Rewind
yeah, and
and put
at
it
the
in two
start,
times
put it on
speed.
2 times speed, and then put it on normal. Otherwise, everyone will talk like this, and we won't understand something.
Hello, thank you for
Uh,
watching this episode of Wake Up Rewind. Bye bye.
exactly. All right, but yeah, the deadline is coming, so I have to wrap up. Unfortunately,
We
I'd
do
love to be
indeed.
here all day.
Honestly, we could. That's the thing. We've got to stick to that deadline. So thank you, Henrik, for joining me. I think this definitely is a better shape of this podcast than it was when I was just talking on my own. So I appreciate you for joining me as
Yeah,
head of quality control. Henrik, where can people find you on the internet?
they can find me in many places, but youtube.com/Henriikssen. Uh, in the description of this video, there'll be a link to that YouTube channel. I hope, I think, maybe,
Yeah,
perhaps, or
there
on
will.
Twitch. I stream Weeb games. Come and join. That's it.
For the context of the
Thank you for
video,
that.
because I'm muted on OBS. I just burped down Henrik's ear.
That's what I heard. All right, and Miney, quickly, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, yes, it's Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, I'm not on Facebook. I am, but not publicly. But you can find me on a lot of social media. Just look for MineyCart and look for my little MineyCart symbol with the coins inside. They're not chicken nuggets. If anyone asks,
You
they
know,
are
chicken
they're
nugget.
gold coins. They're not nuggets. No nuggies in my Minecraft. Thank you very much. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening to another episode of Debrief for Friday, May 31st, 2024. We'll join you next month where we'll be talking about the month of Pride. So get your rainbow flags out,
Ooh.
guys, and feel proud of yourselves. But no,
Yeah.
that's not quite right. Feel validated. Nah.
Feel validated.
Feel
You're a real
validated.
person.
Feel loved and feel accepted. You are accepted, and we here, especially in the updates community, really value and respect everyone. And in particularly, I want to real quick just again say how epic it was to raise so much money for the Trevor Project at Polygon. It was a cool, really cool thing, and I'm really proud of this community. So thank you guys for being amazing. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening, and we will see you next month.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.